Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, how are my snipers doing today? I hope you guys are doing fantastic. Listen, today we are going to be having the one, the only Pangolin, up to date. It's been a while since I made a dedicated video to this. I will also talk about the general market conditions a little bit later in this video, as they are, relevant to this coin. And you know what? They actually might be even relevant to other coins as well. We can see, something very, very interesting popped up with Pangolin, right? We can see a couple of hours ago, they tweeted 99% progress bar, which makes me believe, hopefully that they are talking about the one and only most important thing, which we have been waiting for months now. And that is version 3. I truly do believe version 3 will be the biggest dictator, whether or not this coin pumps, let's just say 10x this cycle or upwards of 100x. Yes, you heard me right. I believe Pangolin could be hitting low billions in terms of market cap just because it is one of the best out there, regardless of version 3. But with version 3, it would definitely hit the low billions in my opinion. But it's also on the Avalanche chain. I feel like Avalanche is super underrated, and I do believe Avalanche will be a top 10 coin or sitting somewhere around there. And I believe Avalanche bandwagon and Avalanche will have its moment, and that's when I believe Pangolin will shine. So hopefully this indicates that we are pretty much almost done, right? We see they've been retweeting a couple of things, nothing too crazy. Um, wait, this is the OG. I did not even know that, right? So Pangolin is actually one of the more OG tokens, which is what we like to see, right? Believe it or not, longevity, how long a coin has been out, its price action, everything is a big dictator for institutions, right? It is a very, very big indicator. Overall, right, when we see there's not too many things that have been coming out, but that is okay, right? That is okay because I do believe version 3 is around the corner. Okay. Right. And this is a true statement, right? There is, I don't know, no one says that, right? Some people be like, what's next for PNG? For me, there's no next PNG. Yeah, for me at the current moment, there is no next PNG. Obviously, it could always get overtaken if they would do no updates and if they don't update with version 3. But I believe that is going to be happening. Now, we did see a very, very, very big pump, a couple of days ago. But we've seen this with Pangolin so often, where Pangolin will have a big pump and then just kind of sell off, right? We've seen this happen over here, right? Nice big daily candle. A couple days later, we're back to already down. Over here, we had a nice daily candle. Well, somewhere during that day, we pumped and then we also sold off in the same day. Same thing with this. This was actually a green candle at one point, right? Price started at 24 cents. It went all the way up to 30. And then we actually ended the day lower at 23 cents. So Pangolin has been known for this. However, this could technically indicate a break of structure. The markets were selling off and Pangolin didn't really get affected, right? Which means I believe Pangolin has found its floor. This area we have been talking about for a while. We do not want to see Pangolin break this because if Pangolin were to break this, this would be really, really bad. And we could see levels even of 12 cents or downwards of 9 cents. And for me, that is a big, big no, right? We want to see some lifeline. We want to see some sideways movement. And we want to see a break of structure to the upside. Now, I do have good news, right? Other than potentially version 3 coming out very, very soon, right? We also have Bitcoin that has hit almost our zone, right? We were talking about how I believe Bitcoin would hit that $92,500 zone because there's a 1 minute specific order block I was looking for. We didn't quite hit it, right? We didn't quite hit it. And when I look over here, personally, based off the way I trade, I don't see any real block it would have been able to hit. Uh, to be honest. So we might be seeing even more lower lows. We do have this 93,500 area. So actually this 30-minute candle here could be an indicator. What we have to see, ladies and gentlemen, is Are we going to get something like this where we go down here and then go back up, break of structure? Because if we do, there's a high probability that is it for Bitcoin. We are going to be continuing going up higher and higher. And obviously, Pangolin is going to recover and Pangolin is going to follow, right? In the events that that does not happen and we get something like this, actually, where we kind of go like this, then like this, Pangolin will sell off just a little bit, but it shouldn't get too affected, right? It shouldn't get too affected, especially that we are near a very big support. Lowest prices, I would say, is roughly 16 and a half cents. But other than that, we should be good. Now, if we go to something like Avalanche, right? Because Avalanche is actually very, very important. It pretty much for Bitcoin is the head of crypto, but Pangolin, Avalanche is the head pretty much because we are on the Avalanche chain. So we will dive into Avalanche, but we will see where it will take us. So at the moment, we can see generally speaking that we are above a very very big area of support, right? We can see over here multiple times on the daily, right? There was lots and lots of price action that has tapped here multiple times. Even here, this was a retest before it shot up, right? Once again, back in August, it fell to roughly these prices, bounced off a couple times before it went up. And now we're going to experience the same type of thing. I expect Pangolin to break out very, very well. I expect Pangolin to do very well this cycle, to be honest. Okay. Yeah, I believe at the minimum we should be hitting all-time highs. I will go to coin market cap. We will check Avalanche and we will check Pangolin in terms of a few things. I do want to dive into Avalanche first because, like I said, this is the head for us, right? So 386 million volume on a slow day, 10 billion. I think we can hit upwards of, to be honest, 100 billion, which would be fantastic for the project, right? Roughly 230 bucks. And even if we don't hit that, we most likely will hit past the all-time highs by a good amount to 180, 200. So 70, 80, 90 billion market cap zone, which is what we want to see because, like I said, we are under the Avalanche chain. Now, if we go to something like Pangolin, ladies and gentlemen, dive into Pangolin, right? We can see that we are currently 637th in the world. Volume, absolutely terrible, but I mean, we never had the greatest volume, if we're being honest. This is not an issue, to be fair, because we are having low volume because there's not much selling pressure. Even though the markets are bleeding, we're just kind of chilling. Okay. So that is the fantastic news that it's okay that volume is low because that means no one's really selling off while we are in kind of a bear moment with Bitcoin and other altcoins. Okay. So that's fine. In this context, low volume is fine. Of course, in the future, we want to see it increased. We also have to remember that our volume was probably much higher when we had a big spike, right? Averaging a couple $100,000 in volume, and then next thing you know, we hit 3 million. And look, 3 million in volume, and it raised it by a couple cents. Now imagine when version 3 comes out. Imagine when altcoin season comes. Imagine when Avalanche blooms. Imagine when this coin develops even further, gets on more exchanges, and hits its prime. So for me, not worried, right? The whole market's bleeding. This isn't a Pangolin issue. But other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I hope you had to enjoy, and I'll talk to you guys next time. Goodbye. We are also having a 20% code called rework, as all the packages have been updated with all the new relevant information. This is just for today.